How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? As you get ready to listen to this upcoming episode from the Playmakers Blog Podcast, I just want to let you know that you too can get into the podcast journey. It's very simple. It's very easy. All you got to do is jump on Anchor, the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. It is 100% free and easy to use. And even with Anchor, you can get great sponsors who want to advertise your podcast. That means you can get paid for your podcast right away from Jump Street. So in fact, reading this ad is what I'm doing right now. So if you had the time, if you had the will and determination and the dream to be a podcaster, what you waiting for? Jump on it. Anchor is the way to go. You ready? I'm ready. The Playmakers Bar Podcast present Hoops Talk, hosted by Darnell, the Playmaker Salins. NBA, college basketball, playoffs, March Madness. No matter what, we talking hoops, man. Let's get it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your first of 2 weeks edition of Hoops Talk. Now, you know me, your host, down at the Playmaker Silence out in Jacksonville, Florida, on a rainy day in Jacksonville, Florida on this March 2nd, 2021. It's good to be in March. That means we are that much closer to March Madness. And that means we got a lot of stuff to get into as far as college basketball-wise. And we are not going to waste any time. We're going to talk about the college basketball stuff first, and then we're going to get into the NBA. First off in college basketball, let's go over what took place over the weekend. Starting off from Friday. St. Louis, they got them a win in the A-10 over Richmond. Good win. Keeping their hopes alive, so trying to make the NCAA tournament. Still got work to do, and most likely that work will have to come in the A-10 tournament. Down to the Mountain West. Utah State took a big victory over Nevada. 2 teams that's on the bubble, trying to fight their way into the NCAA tournament. Those 2 teams will try to fight their way through the Mountain West tournament to make the NCAA tournament. But the real action began on Saturday, February 27th. Oh, what a day it was for college basketball. Starting off, UConn Huskies got them a good win over the Marquette Golden Eagles in the Big East. 80-62. James Bernard, 24 points. RJ Cole added 21 points himself. That was a good win for the UConn Huskies. Bad loss for the Marquette Golden Eagles, who had just coming off a big victory over North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Speaking of the North Carolina Tar Heels, shout out goes to them because they got Roy Williams' 900th victory as a head coach in the college basketball world as they took down 11 ranked and the ACC's top team in Florida State, 78-70. Walker Kaiser off the bench with 20 points and 8 rebounds to lead the way for the Tar Heels in a big win over number 11. Big win, keeping their hopes alive for the NCAA tournament. That's one blue blood who got it done. Another blue blood, the Kentucky Wildcats went up against the Florida Gators. My Florida Gators and them Gators went into Rupp Arena and got a measure of revenge. 71-67 up in Lexington, Kentucky. Good job by my Gators. We needed that win. We could not afford another loss. Trey Mann led the way with 21 points and 8 rebounds. Great job. Great job. We have Auburn up next, and I'll get to that game to gain to watch in a minute, but great win for the Florida Gators. Kentucky, they only shot at making the tournament is winning the SEC tournament. But I don't like their chances. I don't like how they look. But it could be done because any team that can do it is a John Calipari coach Wildcat team. So I would not put the death nail in them just yet. Just yet. I'll leave one part of the coffin open right now. But I will not fully close this shit right now. Head over to the Big Ten as Michigan, ranked 3rd in the nation at the moment, Gave it to Indiana. Up in Indiana, 73-57. Frank Reitner, 21.6 rebounds to lead away for the Wolverines. I'll tell you why they was ranked third at the moment. Going to the Big 12. It was a battle of ranked opponents, as it was Texas Tech at home in Lubbock taking on Texas Longhorns, 14 versus 18. The 18th ranked Red Raiders took down the 14th ranked Longhorns, 65-59. Good win for the Red Raiders. 5 Red Raiders in double figures to lead the charge, and that's continuing to go down. Heading up back to the SEC as the Auburn Tigers got a big win, a much needed win, and a win that actually surprisingly keep their hopes alive. You can't put the death knell on the Auburn Tigers yet, just either in Bruce Pearl, because they took down 25th ranked Tennessee Volunteers up in Auburn, Alabama, 77-72. 5 Auburn Tigers in double figures, led by Allen Flanagan, 23.7 rebounds. Tennessee is struggling. It's not the time of the year that you want to start struggling, Tennessee. Rick Barnes, you got to get your team together. Y'all should be a lot for the tournament, but y'all struggling at the very, very wrong time. Get it together. You can't struggle in this time of year. Shout out goes to the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. Took down Syracuse Orangemen, 84-77. Moses White, 31 points, 16 rebounds. Hey, we know we've been talking about Luka Garza all year for as the Wharton Player of the Year, but Moses White for Georgia Tech. I haven't seen these kind of stat lines for the past month and a half. Excuse me. Just saying. Can we get some Moses White talk going on when it comes to the National Player of the Year for the Wooden Award? I'm just throwing that out there. Back up to the Big Ten, we had a ranked versus ranked matchup up in Wisconsin, in Madison, Wisconsin. 23rd ranked Wisconsin Badgers was hosting the 5th ranked Fire Nine of Illinois. And speaking of teams who are struggling, the Fire Illini took that one, 77-54 over Wisconsin. Kofi Barn, 19.7 rebounds to lead away. Wisconsin is struggling at the wrong time. Like I just said about Tennessee, Wisconsin can't be. We're not used to seeing Wisconsin struggle. That's one thing I will say. We did go to the era of Tennessee where Tennessee wasn't good, but Wisconsin, we're not used to this from the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin doesn't struggle in this time of year. This is the time of year when Wisconsin starts getting hot. They get hot with their 3-point shooters. They get hot with a big man inside. They just get hot. They're not getting hot this year. I don't know what Wisconsin is missing. They got the shooters, but they might be missing the big man. But I don't know. Somebody let me know what's going on with the Badgers up in Wisconsin. Please let me know. Get at your boy Darnell. Get at me. Let me know what's going on in Wisconsin, please. Down in Arkansas, back to the ACC country, 20th ranked Razorbacks hosted the LSU Tigers. The Razorbacks continue, and I mean continue to roll, as they took down LSU. Justin Smith, 19 points, 10 rebounds to lead the way. Arkansas continues to roll. Arkansas will be in the tournament, and Arkansas will be a problem for anybody who draws them. So if you don't bring your A game, you might get caught by Arkansas. That's how good they are. They are rolling. Pay attention. They are rolling. Head down to the A-10 as VCU took on Davidson. And Davidson called VCU 65-57. A good win for Davidson. It was been a bad year for Davidson. But they did beat basically the top team in the A-10 in VCU. VCU, you can't start having these losses now. This is not the time of the year for the Rams to start losing right now. Get it together, Virginia Commonwealth. Get it together. Game of the day, game of the weekend on Saturday. I'm gonna say game of the weekend because that was just that. It was Bedlam. In Norman, Oklahoma. 7th-ranked Sooners taking on Oklahoma State Cowboys. Overtime victory for the Cowboys, upsetting number 7 on the road. 94-90 in overtime. And by God, speaking of players of the year candidates, Luka, Moses Wright. May I add Caden Cunningham, who is projected to be the number 1 player in the draft, in this upcoming NBA draft. A 40-point double-double for Cunningham. Cade Cunningham with 40 points and 11 rebounds. A man amongst boys on the road in Norman, Oklahoma. And Oklahoma took the first of 2 of Bedlam. I'll get to the other one shortly. Mountain West has some action. Boise State was at San Diego State yet again. The 22nd ranked Aztecs beat the Broncos yet again. 62-58, sweeping the Broncos. It is what it is because it is San Diego State's world. It's San Diego State's conference when it comes to the Mountain West. Who's going to take it from them? Utah State, maybe. Boise State, they get a third chance, maybe. Who knows? But for right now, and all we know, Mountain West belongs to the San Diego State Aztecs. A shocker for the mid-major people out there for Saturday. Belmont took another L. I think it was their 3rd or 4th L of the year, but they took this one to Morehead State University by the final score of 89-82. Morehead State had 5 players in double figures. A huge win for them. But you know, you're a mid-major. You have a lot more work to do when it comes to making a tournament. And I don't see Belmont losing a conference tournament, so they probably gonna get the automatic bid, and that'll be the one and done for that conference. Big East action. One of the big upsets of the day. Xavier at home took down 13 ranked Creighton Blue Jays, 77-69. Paul Scruggs, 20 points, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Good day for them. Good day for the Musketeers of Xavier. A big win over a ranked opponent, a top 15 ranked opponent at that in Creighton Blue Jays. Xavier keeping their hopes alive to making the NCAA tournament. Continue to move forward. Head down to the ACC country because we had the Louisville Cardinals and Cameron Indoors to take on the Duke Blue Devils. Matchup bubble teams. Somebody lost is going to be very detrimental to them. Who is going to be? Sadly, it was the Duke Blue Devils. Louisville took it 80-73 in overtime. Louisville needed that victory. They need to rack up as many victories as they can. Right now, they are in, but they need to do some more work. It's good to see. Duke, that's a huge loss on them, but they still have a chance. You still got the ACC tournament. If you knock off a couple of ranked teams in that tournament, you can find your way back in for Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Devils. Scarlett Jones for the Louisville Cardinals, 25.6 rebounds to lead the way. A game in the Big 12 that changed the landscape in a way. I say in a way, not really, but in a way. Second ranked Baylor Bears coming off a 19-day layoff over COVID issues. It was in Lawrence, Kansas to take on the 17th ranked Kansas Blue Jays. And it won't be a Kansas Coach Bill Self team if they didn't knock off Baylor at home. And that's exactly what they did. 71-58. Derek McCormick, 24 points. It was somebody, if there was any team that was going to catch Baylor, it was going to be Kansas. Kansas has put their weight in the tournament. You will see the Kansas Blue Jays in the tournament. That is one blue blood for sure that is in the tournament. Right now, North Carolina's in there too. But if they don't get it together, they can be looking on the outside looking in. Duke is on the outside looking in. And Kentucky's nowhere to be found. We'll get to UCLA in a minute. But as of right now, Kansas is definitely in the tournament. So there's at least one blue blood you have to deal with. And I don't think you want to deal with Kansas at this moment. Continue on the road because we're not done because so much happened on Saturday. The USC Trojans have fallen. This is their third loss in the last 4 games. This one they took one on the chin at Utah. 71-61. They came in 2 weeks ago as the top team in the Pac-12. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games in the span of 2 weeks. UCLA is on top, but they won't be on top for long because Colorado has come. And Colorado is fighting. So the Pac-12 is open for business. And USC is on the downtrend of losing the Pac-12. And speaking of the Pac-12, Arizona State keeping their hopes alive of making the tournament with a win over to Washington State in Arizona. Remy Martin, 23 points to lead the way for the Sun Devils. Just to keep it in the Pac-12. Speaking of UCLA and Colorado took down UCLA 70-61. McKinley Wright, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists to lead the Buffaloes over the Bruins. Now Colorado should be in the driver's seat of the Pac-12. UCLA still has a say in it. Surprisingly, USC has a say in it as well, even though they are on the downward spiral. This is what this time of the year does to people. You get the March. It's not called March Madness for no reason. As I look at the Pac-12 standings right now, UCLA is still on top. They are half a game ahead of Oregon. I have a game ahead of the Trojans. And 1 game ahead of Colorado. But about 2-3 games left in this week. A lot can change in the Pac-12. It's either going to be Colorado, USC, Oregon, or UCLA taking home the regular season title and the number 1 spot in the Pac-12 tournament. Look out. And finally, I found a game on Saturday that we can get into. BYU took on St. Mary's at home, and BYU took it 65-51. Good win for them. As the BYU Cougars has locked themselves into the 2nd seed for the West Coast Conference Tournament. We already know who the number 1 seed is. It's definitely going to be Zaga. You did not catch him. Hey, good win for you guys. Head over to Sunday. We had 3 games to look at on Sunday. The last day of February. The number 8 seed Villanova Wildcats got caught at Butler. The Bulldogs took down the Wildcats. I did not see this coming because Butler only had like 8 players playing. It could have been 7. But still, they caught the Villanova Wildcats slipping on Sunday. 73-61. Not only they caught them slipping, they beat them by double digits. Chuck Harris, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists to lead the way. That's something you just don't want to see. So with that loss, the Wildcats left the door open for the Creighton Blue Jays as a half a game behind the Wildcats for the top spot in the regular season crown of the Bees. UConn and St. Paul 2 games back, so that'll be your 3rd and 4th teams respectively, followed by Xavier. And then St. John's has an opportunity. But Butler, Marquette, DePaul, Georgetown, Providence, I don't even see St. John's making the tournament, but they're giving these teams an opportunity. The Big East, anything can happen in the Big East. But Saturday was about the Big Ten. Michigan State took the trip to Maryland to take on the Maryland Terrapins, and they took one on the chin. That would be the Spartans of Michigan State. Sorry, Tom, but the Maryland Terrapins, they won 73-55 over the Spartans. They are lead 22 points and 6 rebounds. No matter what, Michigan most likely would be the top seed, but they do have a big game coming up. And I will get to why it's a but. So the Big Ten champion, regular season champion still need to be determined. And it will be determined this week. Speaking of the Big Ten, Ohio State was hosting Iowa in a top 10 Big Ten matchup. The fourth-ranked Buckeyes took an L to the Hawkeyes of Iowa, 73-57 in Columbus. Luka with 24 points, 11 rebounds. Big win for the Iowa Hawkeyes because they needed it. They were struggling. Michigan State caught them. I believe Michigan beat them down. I think they lost another game to, I want to say, was it Illinois? They was losing pretty good. Ohio State up and down, and it's more down now. But nevertheless, you're looking at the Big East. You got 6 teams ranked in the Big East. They're talking about 5 teams probably gonna make, probably like 10 teams probably gonna make the tournament out of the Big Ten. Either way, y'all better have your head on the swivel, because if the Big Ten get 10 teams in there, it's gonna be a problem. You can get Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, Purdue, Ohio State, Wisconsin. Those 5 are locks. Maryland might be a lock. Rutgers is on the way. They're trying to fight in. Michigan State with a big double those wins from the last episode I told y'all about over Ohio State and Iowa. They found their way back in. Indiana's on a bubble. Minnesota's on a bubble. They might get 10 teams in the tournament. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. And then last night's action, the beginning of March 1st. We are in the 3rd month of the new year. And it's going to be all about the madness, baby. Oregon took down Arizona, 80-69. Syracuse took down North Carolina, 70-72. St. Joe's up to 18. Took down Richmond, 76-73. Then we look at the A10 standings. Because that's a big loss for Richmond. Richmond didn't need no losses. If I look at the A10, yes. 6-5 in conference play. That's a loss y'all did not need. Overall 13-7. That puts y'all on the bubble still. Y'all haven't done nothing to get off the bubble. But you still have a shot, but man, y'all got to start winning. Even Davidson might be on the bubble now, along with George Mason. We'll see how it goes, but right now, St. Bonaventure, they on top of the A10 right now because the loss that VCU took at Davidson had them a game and a half ahead. VCU was leading, but now, guess who's leading now? St. Bonaventure, and they end up taking that L over the weekend. I ain't write it down, so I can't remember, but I know they took an L over the weekend too. And it was round 2 of Bedlam, Stillwater, Oklahoma this time. This time it was 16th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners versus 17th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. And the 17th-ranked team sweep Bedlam 79-75. No 40-point game for Caden Cunningham this time. It was only 15 points and 7 rebounds. But Bone helped out with 17 points and 9 rebounds. So Oklahoma State Cowboys have swept Bedlam. You could be looking at around 3 when it comes to the Big 12 tournament with Bedlam. Because as a shake right now, Oklahoma State is the 4th team. And Oklahoma, no, actually I'm looking at it right now. Oklahoma's the 4th seed right now, and Oklahoma's the 6th seed right now. If the Big 12 tournament was to start today. But it's not. We got a lot of games. But that's your recap of took place over in college basketball. My takeaways over here is Kentucky's bubble might have been burst. Richmond bubble could have been burst. Duke bubble could have been burst, but it looks like they're still alive right now. As I look at Joe Lunardi's bubble right now, as has been recently updated. Last 4 in is Louisville, UConn, VCU, and Boise State. Boise State is in, even though they got beat twice by San Diego State. That's the last 4 battles. Your last 4 ends: Drake, Seton Hall, Xavier, who got that big win over Creighton, Georgia Tech, who I just talked about. Moses Wright has been balling. Those are your last 4 in. Your first 4 out. Check these names out. These either right now, they are out of the tournament. Michigan State, Duke, Indiana, and Utah State. It's the first 3 names you need to help in. First 4 out according to Joe Nalati's ESPN bubble. Michigan State, Tom Izzo. Indiana, I can't remember the first name in Indiana right now. And Duke Blue Levels, Mike Krzyzewski. Those are the 3 teams out in the first 4 out right now. You have 3 well-known programs in the Spartans, the Blue Devils, and the Hoosiers. And then Utah State. Your next 4 out: St. Louis, SMU, Syracuse. Despite beating North Carolina, they are the next 4 out. I mean, they have a lot more work to do. That meaning when you're the next 4 out, that means you damn near have to run the table in your conference tournament to get in Memphis. That's how that's looking right now. So as you see, North Carolina is in the tournament. As of right now, Kansas is in the tournament. Right now, Kansas is projected to be a 3rd seed. Kansas, in the year that Kansas had, they get to be a 3rd seed. That's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. They have UCLA at its 9th seed. Just looking at the Blue Bloods right now. That's the Blue Bloods. And I'm looking for North Carolina. I'm trying to see what it is. North Carolina's projected to 10th seed. Just saying. You will have some Blue Bloods in the tournament now. Don't think you won't. You will have some Blue Bloods in the tournament. Congratulations to the Alabama Crimson Tide winning the SEC regular season tournament and will be the number 1 seed going into the SEC tournament. Congratulations to Alabama and Nate Oates. Second year at the helm at Alabama. He has brought home the SEC regular season championship already. Shout out to Alabama Crimson Tide. Games to look at before we switch over to the professional level and before we get out of here. Tonight, you want to look at, if the game's not canceled, this is the makeup day for this game from early in the year. Number 3 Baylor at 6th ranked West Virginia, 5 p.m. ESPN. Big one in the Big 12. You gotta remember, West Virginia's only a game and a half back of Baylor for the top spot. Kansas is only a game and a half back of Baylor for the top spot. West Virginia knocks out Baylor. That's 1 whole game. We give them a half a game back. So that is a huge game at 5 o'clock. ESPN. Sticking to ESPN at 7 p.m. after Baylor and West Virginia. The Big Ten, which the game I would say will determine the winner of the Big Ten. It will be number 4, the Fighting Illini of Illinois, taking a trip to Ann Arbor, Michigan, to take on the 2nd-ranked Michigan Wolverines. Michigan right now, 1 game ahead of the Illini, 13-1 and 14-4. This game here has a lot written on it. So ESPN got you covered. Those of you who are SEC fans like myself, the Iron Bowl will be played on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. Auburn versus Alabama. The 8th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide hosting their rivals of Auburn. A win for Auburn can go a very long way. Bruce Pearl and his Tigers can get that win in Tuscaloosa. That win can go a very long way. Where y'all at right now? Y'all down there at the bottom at 6-10 in conference play, 12-13 overall. Yeah, a win here at the top team in the conference, that can go a very long way for y'all. Heading back up to the Big Ten around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Big 12 Network, ESPN Plus. TCU is at 18th ranked Texas Tech. Not Texas Tech, but TCU has snuck in some big runs. So, I wonder can they pull one out here against rivals Texas Tech to help them out? We'll see. Indiana is at Michigan State on the Big Ten Network at 8 p.m. Indiana can use this win. Michigan can use this win, by the way. Both teams are out right now. Both teams are on the first 4 out right now. So whoever loses this game between Indiana and Michigan State, they're gonna be out, and the other team can find a way in. We'll see how it goes. ACC Network, 8 p.m. Duke and Georgia Tech. Duke is on their way out. G-Tech is on their way in. A Blue Devil win can reverse it. A Duke win could put Duke in and put Georgia Tech out. And then close it out tonight, ESPNU, 9 p.m. 25th ranked Wisconsin, who needs a win. And then they need a win badly. Are at 23rd ranked Purdue. This would be a good spot to get you a win, Wisconsin Badgers. Purdue can use another win as well, but what I've been seeing from Wisconsin lately, y'all need this win. Y'all need it. There's no way around it. Y'all need this win. Then tomorrow, March 3rd, Wednesday, we're going to start it off with the ACC on the ACC Network, 5 p.m. Clemson and Syracuse, both teams need wins. 6:30, FS1. UConn is at Seton Hall. Both teams can use wins. On the SEC Network, Mizzou takes a trip down to Gainesville to take on my Florida Gators. Mizzou has fallen out of the ranking by their way of losing games, just like USC has fallen out of the ranking of losing games. My Gators, we need to keep the mental rolling, keep winning games, keep our status going. 7 p.m. ESPN2, catch Louisville at Blacksburg to take on 22nd ranked Virginia Tech hosts. That's a big game. If Louisville can knock off another ranked team, they can solidify themselves in the tournament. Well, win for Virginia Tech. It has boosted this resume. You know, and keeps them in a lock position. And then closing it out on Wednesday, Stanford is at USC. Both teams need victories. USC needs to stop the bleeding quick, fast, and in a hurry. And Stanford, right now, I don't know if they in or not. I think they're out right now. And they need a win. They need a win to keep pace. And then Thursday, we're going to kick it off 7 p.m. Big 12 Network. Got 2 games on the Big 12 Network at 7. TCU is at 6th ranked West Virginia. And then Iowa State is at 18th ranked Texas Tech. ESPN, 7 o'clock. Michigan State is at Michigan. It's the rivalry for Michigan. Michigan State, if they get a win over 2nd ranked Michigan, they solidify themselves in. 3 ranked wins, 3 top 5 wins at that in the span of 2 weeks. They gotta be in. They gotta be in. Okay, if they pull this one off, they are in. Also at 7, ESPN2, 17 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys are at 3rd ranked Baylor. That's a game to watch. This Baylor team, can they get their legs on them versus Cade Cunningham? Oh, that's a game to watch. 9 p.m. ESPN2 after you finish watching 17 and number 3. Go at it. Arizona State is at Colorado. Arizona State need this win, and Colorado is rolling. So Colorado wants to keep rolling. Arizona State wants to keep rolling as well. So somebody's roll is going to end in Colorado. And then closing out at 9 p.m. ESPN after Michigan State. It is 15 ranked Texas Longhorns at 16 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. That by itself should tell you what you need to look at. It's the Red River Showdown. Texas and OU. A win for either team gives them better seeding. A loss may drop your seeding, but both teams will be in the tournament. So it's just a straight up rivalry game. So that's the games to look forward to today, tomorrow, and Thursday as we continue to climb our way into the madness that is March. Now, real quick in the NBA ranks, some good stuff took place. I'm just gonna run through the games from Friday to Saturday real quick, and Monday. Friday's result, we had the Miami Heat take down the Utah Jazz. The Boston Celtics took down the Indiana Pacers. The LA Clippers, they got their revenge on the Memphis Grizzlies. Golden State Warriors took down the Charlotte Hornets. The LA Lakers took down the Portland Trail Blazers. Much needed win for the LA Lakers. Then it should have came back for that game, and LeBron had some help. The shooter came back with 22 points in that game. LeBron had 28, 11, and 7. Dame Dollar, who's been doing all he can, had 35 and 7 in that game. Saturday, the Cleveland Cavaliers took down the Philadelphia 76ers. That's their second victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. That is Cleveland we're talking about here. Colin Sexton, 28.5 rebounds. Embiid had a 42-piece with 13 rebounds and 6 assists. And Ben Simmons had 24.7 rebounds and 8 assists, but it wasn't enough to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers again. The Dallas Mavericks slowed down the Brooklyn Nets. Doncic, 27.6 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 Mavericks in double figures. Sunday's action, the LA Clippers went down to Milwaukee, up in Milwaukee. Was to me was the game of the weekend, 105-100. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 36 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. Kawhi Leonard had 25 points, 9 rebounds. Clippers had 5 players in double figures, but it wasn't enough to beat the Bucks. The Golden State Warriors, they took one on the chin against the defending champ Lakers. Sorry, LA Lakers, 117-91. It was a bad night for Steph Curry and the team. A very bad night. Last night, the Brooklyn Nets beat San Antonio Spurs 124-113 in overtime. James Harden, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 15 assists. Kyrie Irving added 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Philadelphia 76ers, they got back into their winning ways by beating the Indiana Pacers 130-114. The New Orleans Pelicans took down the Utah Jazz 129-124. Zion Williamson, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Brandon Ingram, 26 points, 5 assists. Lonzo Ball, 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. What a team effort there. And then the Portland Trail Blazers took down the Charlotte Hornets 123-111. LaMelo Ball, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Was not to be outdone by Carmelo Anthony. 29 points by Carmelo Anthony. By the real Melo, should I say. Some great action took place in the NBA. As we getting close, we getting close to the All-Star break for the NBA. There's not much to talk about in the NBA right now. Utah Jazz is still rolling. Philadelphia still looks good. The Lakers might be on a roll now. Now they got Dennis Schroeder back now to help LeBron out. Still waiting to see when Anthony Davis is going to come back. It'll be after the All-Star break, but we just don't know when that's going to take place. Other than that, I'm trying to see if there's any news we need to go over. Oh, yeah, the Atlanta Hawks fired Lloyd Pierce after 2+ years with them. Disappointing for loose boots. Don't know what's going to happen with that. Hope he gets another coaching gig to get another chance. Great. You got a nice team. Trae Young, Rajon Rondo and Clint Capella and whatnot. But maybe they weren't buying in. Who knows? But it is what it is. These things happen. The Rockets have declined Oladipo's 2-year deal. So I'm guessing after this year, Oladipo will be a free agent. So that's something to look forward to up in free agency. But other than that, there's really nothing going on. Nothing really much to talk about. Some games to look forward to real quick before I get up out of here. Tonight, Got the New York Knicks at the San Antonio Spurs, 8:30 p.m. The Denver Nuggets are at Milwaukee, 9 p.m. Tonight is the TNT doubleheader. Starting at 7:30, the LA Clippers are at Boston to take on the Celtics. So 7:30, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And then your nightcap is in LA. As the other LA team in the reigning defending champions, LA Lakers. Welcome in the Phoenix Suns. It's LeBron James, Dennis Schroeder and company taking on Devin Booker, Chris Paul and the crew. That's 10 p.m. TNT. That's your TNT doubleheader. Clippers, Celtics, Suns, Lakers. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Utah is at Philly. Surprisingly, this game is not being televised. Why y'all not televising the two best teams in the league? It is the Jazz and the 76ers. Oh well. The other game that's not being televised is the Chicago Bulls at New Orleans Pelicans. That was 8 p.m. ESPN doubleheader. James Harden returns to Houston with the Brooklyn Nets to take on the Houston Rockets. The only reason why this game is televised is because James Harden's returning to Houston. Houston is not good. Y'all should have switched. Y'all should have switched this game. Y'all should have had Utah and Philly on ESPN and let Brooklyn and Houston play on whatever local channel there is in Houston and Brooklyn. We don't want to see this game. We don't want to see James Harden against this Houston team. We want to see the Utah Jazz and the Philadelphia 76ers. I digress. Your doubleheader, your late one to the nightcap. Golden State Warriors are at the Portland Trail Blazers. It's pretty much Steph Curry versus Dame Dollar. That's 10 p.m. ESPN. And then Thursday, 7 p.m., the Toronto Raptors versus the Boston Celtics at 7. 8 o'clock, you have the Milwaukee Bucks at the Memphis Grizzlies. The Denver Nuggets at the Indiana Pacers. And then your TNT game of the day, 8:30. It is the Miami Heat at the New Orleans Pelicans. Jimmy Butler leading the defending Eastern Conference champions against Zion Williamson and that crew down in New Orleans. 8:30. 10 p.m., Golden State is at Phoenix. So that's some of the games we look forward to as we get close. As after Thursday, we will be at the All-Star break with the All-Star game being played Sunday. And don't forget, 3-point contest and skill challenge will take place before the game. Dunk contest will be at halftime of the game. And then you got your thing. Same as last year. Going to the fourth quarter, they're going to add 24 points to whoever's leading. That's your target score to get to for both teams to win the game. So that's all I got for you. I appreciate it. Those of you who are listening on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, please leave a rating review of this podcast. Let me know how you feel about it, and let's continue to grow this. So with that being said, from Jacksonville, Florida, or rainy Jacksonville, Florida, that is on this 2nd of March, down at the Playmaker Silence is signing off. I will catch y'all Friday. Thank you guys very much for listening to another week of Hoots Talk. Now, if you want to stay updated on new episodes that's coming up for Hoots Talk, please subscribe to the podcast. And those of you who are listening on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, please leave a rate and review of the podcast. Let us know how we are doing. And for those of you who want to be updated on everything that goes on the Playmakers Blog brand, subscribe to the website, theplaymakersblog.com. That way you can see every podcast that's under the brand. And you can even get your own Playmakers Bar merch by hitting our shop tab on the website. You'll see our Threadless store and our Spurs Shop store. So get you some Playmakers Bar merch. And don't forget, subscribe to the website to stay updated on everything that goes on the Playmakers Bar brand. As for me, the Playmaker down there, Silence, I'm signing off until next week for more Hoots Talk.